This, you can see it's following my phone. I've never used this feature since I've been buying it, which is quite interesting though. I've never used this feature since I've been buying this one, so this is crazy. Hello guys. Today we're gonna be talking about getting the DJI Ronin-SC in the year 2025. If it's a good investment, because actually I've been using this since the year 2020, since December of 2020. That was the period I got this gimbal, and I've been using it since then. And that's how many years now? That's like 5 years now. And wow, 5 years. This gimbal has been alive for 5 years without warranty or anything, because did I get warranty on this? I don't think so. I didn't get any warranty on this. But I'm really impressed that it's been that long and it's still very usable. So today we're gonna be doing a deep dive into why you should get this gimbal if we are still looking in the market to buy it. I'll tell you some of the problems that I've encountered with this gimbal, starting from the weight that this gimbal can carry now. Initially, when I got this gimbal, I was able to put a Sony a7 III with a G Master lens of 1.4, but now I can't anymore because it's too heavy. I put a lighter camera on this gimbal, which, to be honest, I don't mind. It's not like it's that light, it's a little heavy, but in comparison to the other setup, that one is way heavier. It's like almost twice the weight. So yeah, now we're going to talk about setting up this gimbal, which is when this gimbal came out, it simplified. This was the beginning of DJI simplifying their setting and balancing on gimbal cameras. But you know, it's not as easy as it is now when you look at the latest gimbal, like the ROS3, which the video should be linked up there, or should be, you know, suggested to you down there. So yeah, so I'm gonna install this camera to this gimbal. First, what you would have to do is you would have to find like a screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver, and then you would have to unscrew this part. It's not as, you know, seamless as you would have wanted it to be, because you are literally unscrewing two parts and then screwing it back for it to fit on there. You can't just use one, unfortunately. You would think that it's just something that it should be like something that you should just be able to, you know, although I've never tried it. Might be possible though, now that I think about it. Let me completely unscrew that. Okay, it's completely unscrewed now. So yeah, you have this light and heavy part, and then you have the lens. And I've never done it like this since when I've been, you know, since when I've been using this gimbal. I've never really done it like this. I usually do this first and then put this on top. That's what I usually do. But now that I think about it, 5 years later, I'm thinking that they only did it this way. You only have to do it this way if you are putting on a lens on it. If you are not putting a lens on it, I think you can just go forward and just put it on it like this and just screw it. I might be wrong though, but yeah, you still have this one dancing around, so it doesn't make any sense. I don't think they expect you to do it like that. So yeah, one thing I don't like about this gimbal is, you know, this part of it where you have to literally put two parts just for the camera. It was like redundant for no reason. You know, redundant in the sense that it doesn't even make things easier or make things more stable or anything. It's just a situation where you just have to do it because it's the way it was designed. So, and it was designed for a good reason like this, because of the lens. But you know, not all lenses are heavy, so you don't always need it every time. And then it tells you that you have the heavy and the light part here, so usually you just put it here. However, yeah, this is one of the things I don't like about it. You see how it's dancing around? It's not that easy to set up in comparison to the newest model, which is just a lot straightforward. But yeah, usually you just put, you know, I screw this part up, then I'll do the same thing here too. So, and then goes in, then it goes in. Now, why do I not like this part? If it's not tight enough, if you shake it a little bit, you can see it can easily disconnect. So then the next stage is this right here, right? You can see it's already pretty much worn out. You can see all the wear and tear, but it's still, everything is still intact. The buttons are intact. Everything is pretty much intact. I'm not going to turn it on, but you can see the battery won't lasted. Like, the battery is still very good till today. So the gimbal is still very usable. There's some parts are a little flimsy, but not necessarily. You know, they are all locked though, but it's just always dangling around sort of, but it's still usable. So it's not like a situation where it just suddenly stops working. So it's still very usable. So I'm gonna unlock it, and to balance it, you have to pretty much unlock everything right here too, and then you lock it back so that it can sit down. And yeah, you also lock it back here so that it can sit down. And then this is what you pretty much have, which you can see it's very good for that time period till now. It's still pretty much the same idea with the newest one when you are setting it up, and then you can put this one here like this, and now it's turned on, and you see it still works perfectly till today. It still works, although there are some sounds that come that you would hear. You can't just, you feel it anyway. You can feel that it's radio because it's making some sound inside that I can't really describe, but it's pretty much an aged up gimbal, so it's gonna last. It's not gonna last, but it has lasted as long as it could. 5 years is actually a very good time for this kind of thing to last this long. That's already done its job. So if it falls now, I don't really mind, because I feel like it's due for an upgrade. So yeah, but it's still working fine, and I'm proud of it, and it's still very usable. So now I'm gonna do a balance test, and it passes the balance test. What I do next is I do calibration, and why I do calibration is so that even if I carry it a certain way, it just helps you calibrate to help you balance it so that the motors can work efficiently. So it's excellent, and I'm so used to this now that even balancing it, I didn't know that it was gonna be so perfect. I don't know if you can see it, but it shows excellent, which makes me really proud of myself. So now it should work way better than it used to. Left, right, down, up. Yeah, you see that? I can go to number 2. This is number 2. That's crazy though. I didn't know it could do a whole 360. I thought it was gonna be 180, but that's cool. Well, 5 years later, I've learned something new. So now let's go in depth into what I feel about this gimbal after using it for 5 years. It has never disappointed me. It has always been a good experience using this gimbal. It has a lot of features, like it has some FPV features where it just, it rotates around just like as I showed you right now, 360. And also it has some other cool, I upgraded it. If you look at everything, I have this here that I usually sometimes put a monitor on it, or I could have a transmitter on it. I just have all these, pretty much to also as an handle to hold it like this in some case. So it's very handy. And if you see, it has been beat up, it has been through a lot. Another thing is there's a funny sound right now after 5 years that I hear that it's not okay. I wouldn't call it a sound, but it's something that happens. Like the motor, I can see it already running out of weakening because I can feel it. When you feel this an unusual vibration in your car, something is wrong somewhere. So that's pretty much what I can feel on this, but it still works fine. I still use it very much. So it's a very good gimbal. And what else again? If you look at the back, you can see this back has really been through a lot, you can see the scratch and so on. So it has really been through a lot. You can see all the dents and everything. So yeah, it's a gimbal that I've been through a lot, but so far so good. It's still working fine. So I feel like if you want to get it in, you see, it didn't take that long for me to balance it. So it's still a good gimbal even for the year 2025. If you still want to invest, you can begin with this Ronin RC, and then you can start upgrading to RS3 Mini and then move to the Arrow, or you can or the RS3 perhaps. So yeah, it's a very good gimbal, and it has a lot of features. You can do some situation where you just set up like you create something that, let's say you have a point you want the camera to shoot to. You can just already preset it here. You can just tap on those numbers and it moves to those points, and then it goes, it just moves. You can see I'm pressing the number, it goes around. You can do it however you want it. Also, the best thing is You can also control it from this. Like if you put it somewhere else, you can just come here and you can control it over. You can see that it's a very interesting gimbal. I love it. It has a lot of features and it still works very good, and you can adjust the speed and you can adjust the smoothness of the response of the joystick that you have on your phone. So it's a very good gimbal. It still works fine in the year 2025 after using it for 5 years. Like it's still very usable. It hasn't gotten to a point where you're just like, this thing, what can I do about it? Although you can feel like it's already kind of loosening up. However, it's still now that I'm looking at it, I think it's just more of loosening up than having any faults. I think it's just the nuts in it that just need to be tightened up again. But yeah, it's a very good gimbal. It's a very nice product, and this is one of the reasons why I usually go for DJI, because I've had experience with their gimbals. Then when you have good experience with one product from a specific vendor or from a specific brand, perhaps you end up buying more from that brand if you have a good experience. So that's pretty much what my experience is with this specific brand called DJI. They've been producing this gimbal right here, and some other stuff I've bought from them are usually good. So I usually end up buying a lot of their product, like their drone and stuff, and even other gimbals as well, and some of their other stuff too. And I'm still gonna buy more stuff. They are so good. It's a brand from China, which is quite interesting. I have to give it, I can definitely recommend this if you see this at a very good price, tempting price. I think this is a good investment. As I said, I'm using this for 5 years. So yeah, and it still works perfectly fine. So if you can get this new for a good price, just go ahead and buy it. You will not be disappointed. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very nice gimbal, as I said. I would definitely recommend this, and I'll give it a 10 over 10 when it comes to reliability, because it's very, very, very reliable, like your Toyota, like your Lexus. So so yeah, why don't you just go for it? I can't just talk. There is nothing much to talk about when it comes to this. You have all this panorama where it takes picture like this. I've never even used that feature. That's the funny part. Most of these features I've never used, but you can it has 17 minutes time lapse. I've never used it, but I might try it one day. I've been using this gimbal for, as I said, 5 years, but there are some features that you just might never get to use, or you might just never use it. It seems like you can also connect it to a PS4 controller, which is quite interesting. Yeah, but as I said, those features I've never used, and I don't think I'm gonna even use it. Overall, it's a very very functional gimbal, and you can also upgrade it. You can have some connection here to give it some more features, and you can put your phone on top of the camera pretty much too. And you can also connect your phone with a cable so that the record button on the gimbal will be very functional. So yeah, 2025, I still feel like this is still a good deal. This is still a good bet. This is still a good investment. So yeah, as I said, if you can get it for a good deal, why not? Just go ahead. I would go ahead. I'll buy it again if I get it for a good deal, and I'm sure it's gonna be new, because buying new stuff is the best bet. Never refurbished. I don't trust refurbished stuff, but buying this new, if you can get it new for a very good price, just go ahead and buy it for a very good price. Now, good price can be subjective in some cases if you are not familiar with what the original price is. When I bought this gimbal, I bought it for like $400 and something. But now, if you can get it for like if you can get it for lower than 200 or 200, I'll say go for it. Go for it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. There'll be more videos coming soon, and I'll see you guys in the future. Peace.
Hello guys, I'm gonna be doing something special today. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway to a lucky subscriber. But before I start this giveaway, one thing I'm gonna have you guys do to qualify is to be an active subscriber. You must be active on this YouTube channel. You have to comment, you have to like, and you have to share. And as soon as I have 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. And these are my giveaways. I'm gonna be giving out these smart glasses. Very smart actually, because you can make phone calls on it, you can listen to music, and I have like 5 here with me, and I'm gonna be ordering more items to give away as the subscriber numbers grow. So thank you guys for being an active member, and trust me, as an active member, you are qualified to win this. So stay tuned till we get to 1,000 subscribers. Alright, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to comment, because that's the only way we can get to 1,000 subscribers and I can do this giveaway. All right, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.